If you've been on the internet the past couple of years, you know that the glazing epidemic has gotten out of control.
I would say if Charlie Kirk lived in the biblical times, he'd have been the 13th disciple. He'd have been the 13th disciple.
If he was a sea captain, and he was in control of the Titanic, it would have never hit the iceberg. It would have never hit the iceberg.
We have people glazing some of the most randomest characters and calling them goats. Like, there's no reason why Vecna should be getting glazed when his final battle lasted way less than Will telling the group that he's gay. And the glazing has especially been crazy when it comes to villains. We'd have characters in the show glazing a villain just for them to pull up and get defeated in 5 seconds.
He's not just a man. He's not just a Superman. He is the prophet of the Lord!
Like, nah, there's no way this is the guy you guys were all scared of. In today's video, I'm gonna be going over the most glazed villains of all time, starting with... Now, before people start calling me a LARPer, I'ma just make this clear. I've never read a King the Conqueror's comic, and I've never seen King the Conqueror outside of the MCU. I am strictly talking about the MCU King the Conqueror. And my god, was that boy a bum! The first appearance I saw of King the Conqueror was in an Ant-Man movie, and in my head, I'm thinking he's gonna wipe Ant-Man out. I'm thinking this is Ant-Man's last appearance in the MCU, because everybody on the internet was glazing this boy to the point that I thought he was stronger than Thanos, that I thought he could wipe out the entire MCU right now if he wanted to. But no, in that movie, he got defeated by Ant-Man and some goddamn ants.
This nigga is trash.
Once I saw that, I already knew that this boy was over glazed, because there's no way people really tried to sit here and tell me that he's gonna be stronger and more powerful than Thanos. Like, get the hell out of here. That nigga was a straight bum. Don't ever compare him to my goat Thanos. Every time we seen Thanos pre-Infinity War, this boy was moving like a straight demon. He would not get out of his chair unless it was a real threat. We would never see Thanos fight the likes of an Ant-Man. We would never see Thanos in an Ant-Man movie. That nigga was too goated. He only made a move when it was a real big threat in front of him, like Thor, Captain America, or Iron Man. He wasn't fighting these bums like Ant-Man, so don't ever compare King the Conqueror to my goat Thanos. This nigga King is a bum and he don't deserve the glaze he got.
Bum! He's always been a bum!
Growing up, I never watched Harry Potter. I know, boo me. But over the past year, I sat down and watched every single Harry Potter movie, and all I can say is goddamn, Voldemort is a fraud. I thought this brother was gonna be a demon. Every time they talked about Voldemort in the show, they would glaze him non-stop. Like, you couldn't even say his name without people breaking their neck and looking at you like you committed mass murder.
No, please!
That's how much glaze he was getting. They literally called him the man who shall not be named. So I'm thinking this nigga's a straight demon until I find out his backstory and I find out that he couldn't even kill a goddamn baby and failed to kill a teenager multiple times. Like, how are you supposed to be the big bad of this show but you couldn't even kill a damn baby? Like, come on, there's no way you deserve the glaze off rip. And he got defeated by a bunch of teenagers. When it was time for the final battle in Harry Potter, I was thinking at least Voldemort's gonna live up to his name. At least he's gonna put up some type of fight to prove why he deserves all this glaze. But no, this brother lost because he did not understand how his own wand worked. And you're expecting me to sit here and glaze him like he's a top tier villain when this nigga lost because he doesn't know how to use his own goddamn wand?
Is this nigga serious?
Like, Voldemort spent majority of the show chasing teenagers, trying to kill him, getting outsmarted by a bunch of kids and teenagers, and yet they still glaze him like he's one of the most insane wizards of all time. Like, he was walking around like a pure blood demon. The whole time, this nigga's a fraud. Voldemort was really 70 plus and his ops were a bunch of 15-year-olds. Danzo is probably the most glazed villain in Naruto. He was glazed so much that at one point I actually believed that he was going to be the main villain, but I was completely wrong. The first time we ever seen Danzo fight was the time he got killed. They were glazing him so much to the point that I couldn't even believe he would go out like that. They told us that he's the reason why Itachi killed the entire Uchiha clan. They told us that he was the secret ruler in the Hidden Leaf underworld pulling the strings. They told us he was the guy doing the stuff that the Hokage Hokage couldn't. But whole time, this nigga is a bum. Because the second Sasuke finally comes face to face with Danzo, you would think Danzo would at least stand up and fight this nigga like a man. But the first thing he did is run away. When I saw that, I knew that the glaze was unwarranted and that this nigga is about to be a fraud. And once he runs away, Sasuke catches up to him. And I'm thinking Danzo's finally gonna show out, show his true power, show why he's crazy, because you know, he could easily defeat Sasuke in this moment because Sasuke is tired because he just got done fighting the Kazekage, the Rockage, and the Mizukage all at the same time. So this nigga Sasuke is depleted. Danzo should easily wipe the floor with him.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy.
No, that did not happen. He got defeated by Sasuke by an easy ass genjutsu trick. Like, how are they glazing you so much? Say you got all these Sharingans, you took Shishui's eye and put it into your own damn eye, but you cannot simply handle a simple genjutsu trick? Oh my god. The glaze Danzo got was not deserved, and that was probably the most glazed villain I've ever seen, just to have the sorriest performance ever. He put up straight up Tony Schnell numbers out there. He didn't do shit. If you watch the Game of Thrones, you know how much glaze the Night King got. He got glazed so much to the point that no one thought he could be defeated. He got glazed so much to the point that everyone believed he would be the final villain at the end. But Game of Thrones completely fumbled all of that, because the second we finally got to see Night King fight, he got one tap in 5 seconds by an 11-year-old girl.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Everyone thought Jon Snow was going to be the guy to defeat the Night King. That's what they were setting up. A final battle between Jon Snow and the Night King. But that's not what happened. The Game of Thrones writers simply fumbled the bag. They fumbled all this glaze they set up the Night King to have just for him to get one pump by Arya Stark. Now that was probably the most disappointing villain performance I've ever seen in my entire life. He put up no buckets. He came there with all the hype. #1 draft pick just to be a flop. Now that was the saddest thing I've ever seen, because I truly believe the Night King could have been one of them ones if he was handled correctly. But no, he got all this glaze just to get one pump by Arya Stark. All I gotta say is Game of Thrones really fumbled the bag with this one. Before I get to the final villain, I want to throw a little bit of an honorable mention in here. And this is my personal bias, but I'm going to have to put Blackbeard in here. Now, I know he hasn't really done anything yet in the One Piece verse, so I can't really put him on this list. But I have to personally put him on this list because before I started watching One Piece, all my friends were literally glazing Blackbeard to me. They were telling me that this guy is insane, he's the most OP character in the show. That when I finally decided to watch One Piece, I realized that this nigga Blackbeard's a fraud. We really never see him do anything in the show. Everything he does is off camera, and every time he's about to get in a fight, this nigga just runs away. So off rip, all the glaze that my friends were setting him up to have, he just doesn't deserve it. Because how the hell are all your feats off camera? How the hell are you this powerful demon off camera, but the second it's time for you to get down in front of the camera, you run away? So he gotta be thrown in the honorable mention just because of that. For the final villain on this list, we gotta talk about Fire Lord Ozai. Now Fire Lord Ozai, you were getting glazed throughout the entire Avatar show. They were talking about you every single season, hell, even every single episode. They were glazing you non-stops. The citizens, every nigga Aang ran into was just glazing Fire Lord Ozai, telling him how dominant of a firebender he is, telling him how he's the greatest firebender of all time, telling him that when it hits Sozin's comet, that this nigga will be stronger than the Avatar. Just for Sozin's comet to come and him to get dog walked by a 12-year-old. You literally got dog walked by a guy that hasn't even mastered firebending fully yet. You got dog walked by a little kid so bad that he didn't even want to kill you. Hell, he said you're so weak and so pathetic that I don't even want to finish you off. I'm just gonna take away your bending. And that's how sorry you are. The glaze you got in the Avatar universe was non-deserved because they were really glazing you non-stop. Glazing you to the point that they didn't even show your face until the 3rd season. Just for you to show your face and get dog walked by a little kid. Now, just because of the fact that you got dog walked by a kid, I gotta throw you on this list. You got all this glaze just to get embarrassed. And now we're at the end of the video. Now, if you disagree with any villain I said in this video, or you want me to add any more villains on this video, just comment down below and I'll do that. But make sure guys to like, comment, and subscribe, and comment down below some villains you think do not deserve the glaze. But other than that, it's your boy Midnight and I'm out. Peace out.